Hello. I understand that some parents were unable to attend our senior phase family learning evening on Thursday the 21st of September. However, we have made recordings of the introductory part of the evening, and we have a website which we'll send the link out to all parents and carers next week when that website has been populated with all of the information and resources that we shared on the evening. So, as an introduction to that, the purpose of having a family learning evening for senior phase is to ensure that parents and carers are informed and confident in supporting their sons and daughters with the rigours of S4, 5 and 6. We aimed to provide parents and carers with information regarding their child's courses, expectations, assessments and key deadlines. We also wanted to ensure that parents and carers were aware of the support and the faculties and the partners in school can offer your child as they navigate the senior phase, and how parents can support and encourage their learners at home. So last night, parents and carers who attended heard from a range of staff who shared information which we hope you find helpful as we work in partnership for the best outcome for our learners. Miss Booth spoke about communicating progress to home, and she spoke about school reports, parents' evenings and supporting progress letters. So in the senior phase, parents who should expect to receive a tracking report which is released in early October each year. And that's a snapshot of how your child is progressing in each of their subjects. On this tracking report, you'll see a target grade, which is a negotiated aspirational grade discussed between the child and their teacher, of where their child is hoping to get to in the final exam, what a grade they're aiming for. Also, as in comparison to that will be the current working at grade, so you can see where they are now and where they want to be, and as well as numbers on effort, behaviour and homework. There's also some short comments on this interim tracking report. The full reports for senior phase are published in February, which have the same information, but they have more extensive comments and next steps. In between those two reports, in December, there is always a virtual parents' evening where progress can be discussed directly with your child's teachers. If a young person's progress is causing concern, we want to flag that up at an early stage. So their teacher may send home a supporting progress letter, and it will give you suggestions and strategies to help your child make improvements. The information shared by the school should help you to discuss with your child how they're doing and their progress and how you can support them to their full potential and their personal best. Mr. Corser also spoke about the SQA perspective on the evening as well, and he raised awareness amongst parents that round about January and February we're using our prelim data to predict how your child will do in the exams in April and May. There are key deadlines for the SQA during term 3 where we have to submit our lists of presentations to the SQA, and on the report that you will receive in February, our recommendations for which level they will be presented at will be included in that report. It's up to parents to decide if they agree with those levels and they're happy with that. You really have nothing to do. But if you disagree with one of the levels, for example, say your child is working, you would like them to achieve National 5 English, but all of the work and evidence that we have is pointing to National 4, we would present them for National 4. So if you wanted to discuss that further, you would contact the school at that point and we can have a discussion as to what might be best for your child. The SQA exam timetable for 2024 has been published. The second draft is now up, and that's the one that seems to be the final draft, and lots of learners are already looking ahead to see when their exams might be. Mrs. Warren, our head of English, also spoke about course overview, resources on Google Classroom and how parents can help at home. She explained that in National 5 and Higher English, the RUAE part of the component of the course is worth 30%. The critical reading is worth 40%, and that's a set text and a critical essay, and your child's folio is worth 30%. And again, she spoke a lot about the resources are all on Google Classroom for your child to access, and your child can show you that as well. And also Google Guardian will give you a list of outstanding assignments and things that have to be completed. As I said, the course overview is part of the makeup of the course: 30% RUAE, critical reading 40%, and folio 30%. And on Google Classroom there are weekly updates from the English faculty. We also signpost our learners to using Scholar and Lit charts and understanding standards, which gives an insight into how the SQA set the benchmarks for each grade and how we mark our learners' work. There's lots of materials there that are used in class that are on the website and also on Google Classroom, and very helpful course guides as well. Mrs. Warren went on to talk about how you can help at home. Encouraging your child to read or watch the news is very helpful for the RUAE. Talking about their literature, their set literature piece at home is helpful for the critical reading. And there's a health warning on the folio saying basically leave that to us and your child, because it has to be your child's own work and there are checks and balances in place for that. The Google Classroom updates are helpful to start conversations about what your child is working on and what they've done and what they have to do in school, and you can check their assignments on Google Guardian as well and encourage them to do past papers. On the evening, Mr. Gatehouse, our head of maths, also spoke at great length about the benefits of Google Classroom and Google Guardian. And like English, the maths faculty have lunchtime drop-in sessions. English ones are after school, and there's a range of other faculties who do drop-ins for young people and help in homework sessions. The Maths faculty also have a website which is populated with all of the work and resources, and again they recommend past papers and using the library as a great resource for finding past papers and study guides as well. The last bit of the introductory session of the evening was a really interesting session from 3 members of our exec team who spoke about their perspective in terms of senior phase. And Erin, our head girl, she spoke about the home learning environment, which she doesn't particularly favour. She prefers to work in school where there are, in her mind, less distractions, whereas some others prefer to work at home. They have a sort of designated study space at home, a quiet environment with a desk and with everything that they need. Erin said that she feels her bedroom should be for relaxation and sleeping, and she wants to separate doing her study from her relaxation space. So that's very interesting too, and each technique and study skill suits different learners in different ways. All 3 of them spoke about how helpful Google Classroom and Google Guardian is to keep them on track with their work and a one-stop shop for all their coursework and their assignments. And they spoke about some of their favoured study skills, about using post-its, and Matthew spoke about the Pomodoro method, where you study for 25 minutes, you take a break, and then you go back to it. And they also spoke about the benefits of Study Cafe, which is something we run in school through Mr. Meehan and Mrs. Murdoch in the library. We'll be starting Study Cafe at the end of October, beginning of November, in the run-up to the prelims in January, and then we'll start it again round about March for the final exams in April and May. And it's 1 or 2 nights after school where the youngsters can come along and they can get a nice hot drink or a cold drink and some snacks and study in a warm and nurturing environment with their friends, but supervised by staff who will be on hand to help them with their different courses. As I said earlier, each faculty has their own help clubs, and the learners will get expert free teacher support in class, and the pupils were keen to emphasise that this is free, and the help clubs are free. as well. So young people just need to go along and get the benefit of those. And as ever, our guidance teachers are stalwarts in their overall support of our learners and their progress. So I hope you'll enjoy looking at all of the resources on our website, our Google site that Mr. Armstrong has set up for us. And please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us here at the school. Thank you.